Yes, family, it is yours truly, King Amar Mari and Queen
Amari.
And welcome to the Power Couple Mental Fitness Program sponsored by Iwa Pele Movement. Iwa Pele Movement is the Yoruba word that stands for good character. We also focus on gentle character, which is Ire. So, on today, we got a wonderful message for you. And it is entitled On Today, Where the Spirit Guides, the Spirit Provides. Again, where the Spirit guides, the Spirit provides. That's right, we're going spiritual on you on today. Put this up here for you. Okay, there we go, family. All right, so we got a wonderful, wonderful deal going on the Kevin Lifestyle website. So make sure that you go there and check us out. We provide African men and women's clothing, okay, as well as urban fashion, the health and beauty products for your needs. So make sure you go over there and check us out. And we'll be right back shortly after this commercial break, okay, family? Love you guys. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned.
We're here to service your African men's and women's clothing, accessories, health, and wellness product needs. Visit alkebulanlife.com.
That's right. That's right. We want to thank you all for your love and support. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I want to send a shout out to whomsoever it is in our El Kebala Lifestyle, our Iwa Pele Movement group. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the love. We greatly appreciate that. All right, family. So before we begin, we always want to give thanks to our ancestors known and unknown before us. We give thanks. We thank them for laying down their lives so we can have a better life. We want to thank them for fighting to maintain and to regain our traditions, spiritual, physical, financial wellness, and our land. So we want to say Majuba Gungun.
Majuba
Gungun. Yes, we want to give praise and honor and thanks to our ancestors. Yes. Thank them so much. We stand upon their shoulders and we benefit today because of what they have done. So it would be remiss of us for us not to acknowledge them, to champion our heroes, okay, who truly came to bring salvation to our people, to restore us back to our traditional greatness. So we want to give thanks for them and thank them so much for maintaining our tradition, our spirituality, passing it down for those who did do that. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? For those who said, hey, we're going to keep this secret and we're going to hide it, so they won't know that we're still practicing it. We're going to hide it behind, the religion, and that's how I got started down in South America, Cuba and things of that nature,
Yes.
So, we definitely want to give honor to them, that pass this information on. Those who are the doorkeepers of spiritual teachings, we want thanks for them too.
Absolutely.
The ones that's alive. Okay, we give thanks for that because of them doing that, we're able to learn our spirituality. And it's been around for a very long time.
Ancient.
Exactly. Honestly, you can't even date it.
That's right.
But we come to find in our research that, it's not wicked. We're so glad that we found that out, unbeknownst to us. We were deceived, we were lied to. Unfortunately, we had a negative narrative that was written out about our spirituality. It was demonized and, it was embedded in our consciousness, that it's not good for us.
It's witchcraft.
But the truth of the matter is that's the reason why we are out of our minds, because, we're not in our minds because we're not being taught the way that we should be taught. Unbeknownst to a lot of people. I understand, that, it has helped many in certain situations. Okay, I get it. I understand it. I turn towards it and this happened. I turn towards and that happened. I'm not knocking that. The only thing I'm saying is don't knock us. That's exactly what I'm saying. Go ahead, my queen.
I just want to say that recently there has been a documentary on PBS called The Black Church. I do recommend that you go and at least watch some of it, especially from the beginning. The first episode where it breaks down and it tells of the originations of the Black church and how when we got here, we were not, practicing the current religion of this land, that we were practicing other spiritual practices, and they were embedded in the culture. It wasn't necessarily a religious thing. It was embedded in the culture. And so I recommend seeing the documentary, The Black Church by PBS. Mm-hmm. There was a wonderful documentary, and watch the first episode from the beginning. And you'll see that we didn't get taught certain things until we got here.
That's right.
So I always say, what did we practice before we got here?
That's right.
And that's just where I'm at when it comes down to spirituality and the spiritual systems. I believe that what our ancestors intended wasn't necessarily which was forced, and mm-hmm. I'm going back mm-hmm. looking at the intentions of our ancestors. What was the intentions of them putting forth, certain mindsets?
That's right.
What's the reason they said this, and this? There's reasoning behind it, and it's not evil, as we've been taught. It's not evil as it's been said. And I posted the other day, why is it that our African spiritual system, our African philosophies and et cetera, is considered witchcraft when the Greek philosophy and the Greek system is not? Mm-hmm. So we have to be mindful of what is being portrayed when it comes down to us and who we are as a melanated people, and how our systems are demonized and other systems that they're not demonized.
That's right.
So we have to really, really pay attention to that.
That's right. And it's not the land of the free if you're not free to be yourself. And this is what we have to understand, is that they force their ways on us. Okay. And so why is this message entitled "Where the Spirit Guides, the Spirit Provides"? Oh, because, there's a verse that a lot of us who are very familiar with the Bible, it says, that no man could come except the Spirit draw. Okay. So when you're seeking, all right, the Spirit will provide the information that you need in order for you to be able to know, so that you can be well informed and you can grow from what you know. Okay, by applying the teachings that you are taught. A lot of us, we don't know. Okay, we don't know. We're not aware of what is being taught. Why? Why we're not aware of that? Because of the fear of actually engaging with ourselves. We've been taught to literally fear ourselves. Right. So a lot of us are afraid to do that because we've been taught, oh, you turn into the devil. You understand what I'm saying? As my queen so eloquently has stated earlier, that isn't it amazing how their spiritual systems is not demonized, but ours is? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing how they're free to be themselves? Okay, but when it comes to us, we're always being put in a box. Okay. When every time it relates to an African indigenous spiritual system, as well as the indigenous people to this continent, okay, called America, right? Every time it relates to an indigenous person, okay, it's always wrong. It's never right. You understand what I'm saying? It's always bad. It's never good. Well, this is something I will continue to teach. And this is just a question I want to put on the table. How can something be bad that teaches you to do good? And how can something be wrong that teaches you to do right? And how can something wicked, how can something righteous be wicked? Righteousness, the root word in righteousness is right. Where these teachings teach us to be upright individuals. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the direction that the Spirit has led us to. The Spirit has led us away from these traditions and doctrines and commandments of men that we are taught that is the word of God, that incarcerates the mind of our people. Okay. It's a form of liberation. We think we're free. You know what I'm saying? We really think we're free. We really thought that we were free. But when you actually become free, you recognize I really wasn't free.
Right.
Okay. When you truly taste true liberation and you're truly free to be yourself, you recognize, that I truly wasn't as free as I thought that I was, because I was under the influence of someone else's culture. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, somebody else's way of life, right? Because there are things that are taught that are not African in nature. You understand what I'm saying? Like our women being silent. Okay. And that there's a savior for your soul and things of this nature, and that you could just put all these wrongs that you do on this person and you're going to get away with it. That's not an African teaching.
You got to pay.
You're going to pay for what you've done. Just like that verse said, you reap what you sow. Oh, no.
You don't get away with it.
You're not getting away with that. Now with African spirituality, no, sir. No, sir. You do the crime, you know what I'm saying? You're going to do the time.
There's accountability.
There is accountability. All right. Peace and blessings to my good brother, Michael Neal. Thank you so much for tuning in, big brother. We appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
So there is no savior. You know what I'm saying? You are the savior. You know what I mean? Now, it's not that the spiritual entities that, some may say angels or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatsoever the way you can interpret it, because all of our culture, one thing I can say, the similarities is we do believe in the spiritual realm. Okay. And I'm talking about African culture, right? That's something that we do understand. You know what I'm saying? That there is an entity outside of ourselves as well that does assist us. All right. And this entity has various names according to the language of the people that you are talking to at that specific time. Okay. In the Yoruba tongue, it's Olodumare. Okay. Which that is the creator of all things, of everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are taught. You understand? We're not taught as multiple guys and all. No, we taught the creator. There's a creator, one creator. You understand? And that's what we are actually taught. But see, what the problem is we don't recognize. Okay, that we demonize our own tongue. We'll say Olodumare. Oh, who is this Olodumare? Who is what? Who? And don't get me wrong. Now, there's nothing wrong with interpreting. Okay, I mean, there's no right. I know you need to know who I'm calling on. I get it, because I want to know too. Wait a minute now. Who is this Olodumare? Let me do some research on Olodumare, right, and find out who this entity is. That they're calling on. So there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? To get an understanding. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is because we've been miseducated. Okay, we are misled, and the problem is what the issue is that we're misled and we're led away from ourselves. That's where the problem is. So when we are presented with ourselves, in other words, our culture, we have a disdain feeling about that. You understand what I'm saying? It's we get a bad taste about our own selves. This is the reason why that a lot of us don't say when we going out to eat, well, let's go to an African restaurant. How many of us really seek out to go to try African food? I know some of you probably don't, because you probably think they got humans in the pot. From the lies that some of us been taught about ourselves, right? That we was cannibals and things of this nature. You understand?
I hope not. I hope not. And there's just a lot of myths that was taught about us, you know, in the culture. And I didn't mean to cut
no.
But I was in a conversation earlier in the week with a beautiful soul, beautiful friend of mine. She had concern about what they call generational curse. And she began to say that an individual that she knew was associated with the Native American tribe. And she felt that perhaps maybe they were performing because they had a quote unquote witch doctor or a medicine man, that they were performing some type of, you know, satanic ritual or what have you. And I began to explain to her, different cultures have different things, you know, that they do. I let her know that there's no different between the medicine man and the herbologist and the pharmaceuticals, which was what did we say pharmacy mean? Magic. Mm-hmm. The pharmaceuticals, they took that from us and then they demonized it, told us that we were witches and told us that we, you know, that was contrary to the way that it should have been. But yet and still they're making billions of dollars from what they sold from us. We have to realize that what our essence is being taken away from us and they're monetizing on it. So I had to explain to her, just because somebody gets some herbs and put it together and speak a word, you know what I'm saying? That does not mean that they're evil. That doesn't mean that they're evil. So I like I said, they demonize us. Even now, people are like freaking out, you know, just the thought of African spirituality. For some reason, people's hair get on fire and they're like, no, not that. That's only because that's what we were taught, that we were not anything but African spiritual before we got here. So
that's true. That's what we were. You know, we were practitioners of our spirituality, you know, and just by, again, the linguistics, you know, of what you know in the Bible, you know what I'm saying, the various positions, the offices, you know, apostle, bishop, evangelist, you know, deacon, all those words are Greek words. They're not African words. And a lot of people like to say that it's been interpreted, you know what I'm saying, from Hebrew to English, you know what I'm saying, or into the Greek. There's no historical fact on that. None. You can't find the New Testament. You can't find that. The Old Testament, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hebrew, but not the New. You understand? And that's why history is so important. And you may be saying, like, I thought this title was Where the Spirit Guides, the Spirit Provides. Yes, the Spirit will guide you, okay, to information that you need in order for you to grow. So where the Spirit guides you, the Spirit will provide the answers, okay, that you need, okay, to your life. My cousin came to me with this information. You understand what I'm saying? And the seed was planted in my subconsciousness in regards to this matter. And thereafter, maybe a couple years later, that seed that was planted grew, because I started to find out some untruths about certain things. You understand? And when you're confronted with the truth, you're the one that's left with a choice. Either you could keep following after a lie, you know what I'm saying, that you know is a lie, or either you're going to follow after the truth. And that's really just the bottom line. Now, again, I'm not knocking anyone. So I don't want nobody to think that this is a knockout session that we're having. It has nothing to do with that. You understand? What we have to do is just tell the truth, okay, about the things that has occurred, right? We got to be honest about those things. You understand me? You know, and because I know what happened, I refuse to not act like it didn't happen, like ignore it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to tell the truth.
That's right.
Okay. And that's what we must do. We have to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help not only us, but those that listen to us. You understand? So with the spirit, you got to follow the spirit. You got to listen to the spirit, regardless of what anybody says. You understand what I'm saying? You got to follow after what you know.
That's right.
And understand. Okay. You got to follow after what has been revealed to you. It's not about the masses. You know, don't be concerned about people not receiving you or, you know, people rejecting you. You know what I'm saying? The most important thing is you being free.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I could deal with people misunderstanding me. I'm not concerned about being rejected or being called the devil. I could care less what they call me because I know who and what I am. You know what I'm saying? So I don't let people define me. Some people are afraid, you understand, to go public with, you know, what they found out or to live what they know because they're afraid of what their family, what their friends are going to think and things of this nature. That's totally irrelevant. That's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? What do you rather do? Live a life of freedom? You know what I'm saying? Or continue to follow after a lie because you're so concerned about what somebody think about you and continue to be tormented in your life because you're constantly living this facade that has been instilled in us due to us being colonized. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because the truth of the matter is we should be free to be ourselves. We should be free to wear our hair the way we wear our hair. We should be free to wear our African clothing or whatsoever it is that you are. That's of an indigenous background. You know what I'm saying? If you are a native of this continent and that's what it is, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you should be free to be able to be yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And for me personally, I refuse to be in bondage, okay, because of what somebody's going to think or what somebody's going to do or what somebody's going to say. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? When you are set free by the truth, you're free indeed.
That's right.
I do agree with that. Okay, when you are set free from the truth, by the truth, okay, you are free indeed. You understand what I'm saying? Not just knowing the truth. No, you got to apply the truth. Then that truth will set you free. Knowing it, it's not going to do nothing for you if you don't apply it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to apply what you know. And once you come to this realization and you accept the history, okay, of what happened, and you're honest about it and say, hey, you know, we were enslaved. Okay, we did practice our spirituality before we was brought here. We were stripped of our language. You understand? This is not to cause no hate or no contention. No, it's just to wake you up for you to recognize you are not yourself. You're not yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like we define even etiquette. We define etiquette, proper etiquette. We even define that by a European way. Okay, that's their way. That's fine. I'm not going to ever not. That's their. If that's what they consider to be etiquette, then that's their culture. But it does not mean that I'm out of order because I'm practicing my African culture, my African way of life. I'm not wrong, and they're not wrong for practicing their European way of life. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what we're trying to help you to understand. That we have to get this block off of our mind because a lot of stuff that we say is right and wrong, we're not judging it from an African perspective. Okay, we're not judging it from an African spiritual perspective. We're judging a lot of things by a Eurasian spiritual and cultural perspective. And that's not good for the African. Okay? And in order for us to get order, we have to get our minds in order. Okay? And we got to start gravitating towards what's best for us. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we got to start thinking about our families and start thinking about our well-being, right? Just like the European has a right to do all of the above for their family. You understand? We got to be led back to who we really are. We got to go back to where we started. Because where we are today, unless your family preserved the tradition and they taught you and they passed it down, more than likely, you know what I'm saying, you are a religious person, more than likely. Most of us are religious. Most of us don't practice our spiritual system. Most of us follow after some other religious practice. Okay? And let the truth be told, a lot of us don't understand it is bondage. Okay? You're being terrorized with a teaching that's telling you that you're going to go to hell because you desire a woman. That don't make no sense. You're a man. But you're being condemned for that. If a man look upon a woman and lusteth after her, he already committed. That's wrong. That's wrong for a man to desire a woman. That's wrong for a woman to desire a man. That's natural. Now, if you're married, of course, you got to, tame yourself. You understand? We don't teach that you can just do whatever you want to do. No, we have moral principles we follow by. And that's what some people don't understand. Just because you're not religious doesn't mean that you don't have a moral foundation. It doesn't mean that you can just go do and say whatever you want to, because in African spirituality, there is consequences and repercussions for what you say and what you do. Yes, there is.
Absolutely.
We may word it different, but basically you reap what you sow.
Absolutely. It's coming up again.
Yes. You're going to pay for it in this life, not the afterlife.
The tide go out, the tide come back in.
Yes, you're going to pay for it while you're here.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? Not when you leave and go to this other realm. You understand? No, you're going to pay for while you here.
And see, just for me to piggyback on it, I think that's where in other sects of spiritual systems, allegedly, but it's religion, they use things as a scapegoat.
Exactly.
No accountability.
The sacrificial lamb.
Do all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Do you not think that you're going to pay? There's consequences and repercussions on our actions.
Exactly.
There's consequences if I eat too much cake. I don't care if I say, I'm sorry for eating that cake. My body gonna process it as fat. So what I'm saying is there's consequences and repercussions regardless of whether you get on your face and say, forgive me. You can go out and murder somebody and don't think you're and say I'm sorry, but you gonna do the time.
There you go.
You gonna do the time. Yeah, basically in some cases, according on who the judge is. But what I'm saying is that we have to be mindful of what we do. We have to be mindful of what we say. A lot of things are like boomerang. It's going to come back at you. If you wish bad upon a brother for no apparent reason and your heart is nasty and you're full of jealousy and hate, it's coming back again. You're not just doing something negative towards that person. You're blocking your own blessings. You're blocking your own help. You see what I'm saying? So just know, I don't care what they say. Oh, I can just do this and just get forgiveness. And yeah, you can get forgiveness all you want to, but there's consequences and repercussions on your actions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's a universal principle. Mm-hmm. That's a universal principle. You could best believe that.
That's right. You definitely will reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? When you did somebody wrong, you know what I'm saying? You murdered their families and, you raping and, committing all these heinous crimes. It's only right that you pay for what you've done. You understand what I'm saying? It's only right.
That's right.
It's only right. It's only right that you pay for the wrong that you have done, that you pay for the pain that you inflicted on other people. You may recognize that you're wrong, but see, you got to understand that it's wonderful to have a penitent heart. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful.
You understand? But you may wonder why life is so tough for you You know what I'm saying? It's because you're reaping what you sowed.
They call it karma and dharma. And it'll manifest itself in your body, in your children, in your finances, in all areas of your life.
That's right. That's right. And people don't understand. Some people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it'll make you docile. You know, it'll make you subservient. Okay. Religion will mess you up. Okay. It will mess you up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody slap me, they're going to get slapped back. See, there you go. You reap what you sowed. You slap me, I'm slapping you. It's just that simple.
Simple as that.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to hurt me, I'm going to hurt you so you can't hurt me. Okay? You know, it's just like in war. I don't have nothing personal against those other people. They shooting at me. I'm only shooting back because they shooting at me. It's not that because I hate them.
That's right.
You understand? You know, so that's what I'm trying to say. See, a lot of us, you know, that get influenced by religion, we start, you know, avoiding these type of topics of discussion. Oh, we supposed to be peacemakers. It does not mean that you're not a peacemaker because you acknowledging the troublemaker.
That's right.
That don't make sense. That's like calling the bully out for bullying everybody. Are you a troublemaker then, or did the bully cause the problem? Okay, that don't make sense. You know what I mean? So we have to learn how to deal with these things and understand these things and pull the cover off these things so that way the truth can come to the light. You understand? Because if you are seeking out the truth, you will find the truth. The Spirit will provide that truth. If you're seeking out wealth, okay, the Spirit will draw wealth to you. I want to get into that too before we close out here. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's another portion to that, and that's what this is about as well. Okay, because if you seek, you will find. The Spirit will guide you to it. If you seek out the Spirit will bring that information to you. Okay, and I know some of us heard that the universe will give seed to the sower. You understand? And so the universe will bring to you an idea. That's the seed. And will show you what you need to do in order for you to be able to bring cash flow into your household. You understand? You know, so sometimes we got to understand that it's not what a lot of us we think. We're just looking for a check to come in the mail like some of these lying prophets. Yeah, I'm saying it. Yes.
Sold you a dream.
Said, yeah. You know, you got to put in the work. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you got to do some work. The laborer is worthy of the hire. You shall eat the fruit of your labor. Right? So you know, we have to understand that you have to do something according to your faith, be it so unto you.
Absolutely.
Your faith, be it so unto you. Okay, faith without what works is what dead. Right. So you got to put in the work for things to work. You understand? So the Spirit will provide, the Spirit will guide you, and the Spirit will provide for you. But guess what? Do you not understand too that you got to do something to further the provision for yourself?
That's right.
See, some people they just stop at the money in my hand. No, I'm telling you right now, the Spirit will bring to you an idea and say, okay, I provided for you. I made a way for you by bringing information to you that you implement that will transform your life.
That's right.
Huh? See, sometimes what we're looking for is, oh, I need money right now. You monetize on the idea. And then your family can eat for generations to come because you've established a business, you understand, that can be prosperous, where your family can become a part of it and they can enjoy the fruit from laboring in that business too. And then we keep passing on that business skill set that we're passing on to our children. Like for us, real estate investors. You understand? Having businesses and then teaching. See, that was the provision made for us. But guess what? We had to work that thing. The universe didn't work it for us. No, we had to work it ourselves. The universe brought it to us, but we had to do something with it. It's, for instance, you say, I'm hungry. So what your parents do? They go prepare a meal for you. And then they set it before you. Do you? And I'm talking about those of you who are old enough, you know, those who are old enough to feed themselves. All right. So stop playing with me. Okay. Let's make it somebody who can do for themselves. Right. All right. So your parents bring it for you, you know, bring it to you, but it's up to you now to do something with what was provided for you. So the sustenance was provided for you, but guess what? It won't sustain you if you don't do something with it. Huh? So the universe will bring to you an idea that you have to work it. You got to put in the work in order for it to yield you in harvest. You understand? You know, so I just want to just point those things out to you. You know, allow the Spirit to guide you. Okay? Allow the Spirit to guide you. Listen, don't follow after what everybody else is doing. Listen, you got to follow what the Spirit is telling you. Some people can put $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in a stock market.
That's
But
right.
you might can't do that.
Talk about it.
You understand? And don't let people, you know what I'm saying, make you feel bad because you're not in a position at a specific time to do certain things.
That's right.
You got to follow the Spirit. Let me tell you something. The Spirit told me to hold on to the money. You understand? To save, you know, and that all this money that was coming from the government at a certain time was going to stop. Listen, had I not listened, I would be struggling financially right now. I was like the ant that had to store up. Some of these resources, I haven't seen not one bit of it. I'm just keeping it real. I did my part. I did what I was supposed to do. But guess what? Had I not listened to the Spirit,
talk about
the Spirit told me, save up, set aside the money. Okay. Make sure you hold on to it. Everybody else, oh, spend. Spirit told me, no. You invest that money. You invest that money. I provided a way for you and your family to sustain yourselves. You use the resources that I'm giving you to pour into your business, and the ROI is going to be generational wealth.
Yes.
You understand? The Spirit gave me a word and I took heed to it. Spirit meaning what's inside of me, not something speaking from out of a universe. Okay? The Spirit that's inside of me, my consciousness, my mind, you understand? The Spirit, the soul that's in me, the wisdom that comes from the Spirit within me, the common sense that's within me. Listen, save, preserve, store up, because one day this is going to come to an end. Don't get comfortable off of this free money.
Yes.
Use this money that you're getting to pour into your business, okay, to build a financial shelter for you and your family that will house you for generations to come.
Yes. Absolutely.
Not go on a cruise to Jamaica. Not go buy a Gucci bag. Not go buy a Rolex watch. Or buy some rims.
Yes.
No, invest. And let me tell you something. The Spirit provides for a lot of us. But you know what we do? We blow it because we're financially irresponsible. And then, oh, this supernatural stuff not real. No, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing with the provision.
Still word.
And the vision. Listen.
I can't even say it now. He just said it.
I'm going to stop there. I'm letting her expound and we're going to close after the queen.
No, you know, like I was saying, the universe will make provision for the vision. You see what I'm saying? If God brought you to it, he'll bring you through it, so to speak, or the universe or whatever we, you know, label in our creator or the spirit that guides. We have to realize that if I see a dream, I have to march towards it. If I have a vision, I have to march towards it. And as you march towards it, the vision, the provision comes. We can't operate in fear. We can't be afraid. We can't be stagnant to walk out and launch out in the deep where you were set to go. The vision says that you're going to be at the end of the road. What do? You don't get afraid, to go to the end of the road. You just keep on marching and know that your provision is there.
That's
you see
right.
what I'm saying? We have to realize, they call it a faith walk. They call it all type of things, but you have to keep going. You have to go towards your destiny. You have to go towards the vision that you see. You have to go towards the dream that you see.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? All these excuses have to be cut off. The fear has to be cut out. You know what I'm saying? If the Spirit spoke to you, you can best believe without a shadow of a doubt, it is going to come to pass. But it's up to you to go directly towards that thing. It's up to you to fulfill. Now, don't get down the road 10 years and say, the Spirit told me 10 years ago to do this and this. The door might be closed. You may not be able to elevate the way. Not to say that it can't come to pass, but don't you want to be on time? Don't you want to do what you're supposed to do so you can get blessed in the abundance just for being obedient to the voice that's on the inside of you? Don't you want to elevate? Why is it that fear is stronger than the voice that's talking to you? Why is it fear is stronger than the Spirit that's on the inside of you that's telling you that you can do it? Go towards it. Why? We have to understand. We say we spiritual. We say we religious, but we letting all these things stop us from going towards that which is for us. You cannot yield to the voice of fear. You cannot yield to the voice of doubt. You have to keep going.
That's right. And it's according to your faith. Again, as I touched on earlier, and I'm get ready to close here. It's according to your faith, be it so unto you. You understand? So guess what? The opposite of that is what? According to your doubt, be it so unto you. Okay, means nothing. You understand? Because you doubt it. You understand? You feel like you're not worthy of something. Stop saying that you're not worthy.
That's right.
Because now you have counted yourself out of the blessing.
You'll have whatever you say.
You understand? You are worthy of the blessing. Why not you, beloved? Why not you? Why can't you be worthy of the blessing? Your blessing is not predicated upon your ethnicity. Your blessing is not predicated upon your gender.
That's right.
Your blessing is not predicated upon your zip code.
That's right.
Your blessing is not predicated upon your handsomeness or your beauty.
That's
your
right.
blessing is predicated upon the universal principle of the universe, that you are my child and I'm going to provide for you.
That's right. Be obedient, though.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We may be an adult. We may be adults in a sense of numerical age. But understand this, in our lives, hear me now, in our lives, there's a time where even as us as adults, we get into a place in our life where we need some help.
That's right.
We need somebody to help us too.
That's right.
We need our heavenly spiritual mother and father, okay, whichever you subscribe to step in, because we need some divine intervention.
That's right.
Do you understand? We need sometimes for the super to touch our natural.
That's right.
Sometimes we need the Spirit to move that thing out of our way. That's what happened to our ancestors. When our ancestors was fighting the civil rights movement, there was no gun that was shot. There was no physical army that came to our rescue. There was just a swipe of a pen touched on the heart of a man. The king's heart is in the hands of the divine.
That's right.
Hear what I'm saying?
And he'll turn
the king's heart is in the hand of the divine, and the divine will that heart whichever way wanted to go.
That's right.
I can bear that. when I was getting ready to retire from the military. And this guy was sitting up there being skeptical about my medical condition.
Come on.
I wasn't fronting at all. Wasn't nothing front. Listen, I could barely sleep. I was having spasms so bad in my back. It was waking me up. My knees was bad. My back was bad. My neck was hurting. I was messed up from my training. And this man was looking at me kind of skeptical and kind of hesitating to sign that paperwork. And I seen the divine intervene. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to sign it. Something just tells me that, you know, you're all right. You're being genuine.
That's right.
Now I seen this person sitting there looking like, yeah, right, to going from, I'm a sign.
That's right.
But see, people who don't believe in the supernatural, you just think this some hocus pocus, because I seen this glare come over this man and this whole countenance change. I know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
I know it's not a fluke. I know the supernatural is real.
That's right.
When my car was spinning, doing a 360, flying in the ditch when this old woman hit me, and I got out the car with no damage, and she had blood gushing all down the side of her face, and I got out that car with no scratch.
That's right.
When I was almost shot twice point blank range and set up at a barbershop. The power of the divine is real. When I was in combat, was almost blown up 3 times. A missile coming near my barracks. Then we out on a convoy, almost hit an explosive improvised device known as an IED. I was in the 3rd truck. Guess what? The explosives was so much to where if it detonated, it would have blew me up too. Don't tell me that the supernatural rescuing power of the divine is not real. See, what happens is it doesn't happen the way man wanted to happen. And then we become skeptical about the power of the divine, because in our finite mind, we can't understand how, why. We start questioning, why didn't this happen? Why didn't this? Listen, fam, you're never going to understand the divine like that. You're never going to understand the divine like that. But just know this, that it was a divine that caused Lyndon B. Johnson to sign.
That's right.
Just know that. When the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King and the rest of our ancestors didn't throw one blow, but we threw more blows.
That's right.
See, we don't understand sometimes why the divine moves the way the divine moves. It was no bloodshed. It was our bloodshed. But we didn't have to shed their blood to get what we wanted in this situation. And guess what? Then there were some divine situations like with Shaka Zulu and Thomas Sankara and Dodie Bachman and Yah Asantewaa and Queen Nanny, where we had the spirit, the divine come, and we whooped that behind out there to get our freedom. Every situation is not the same. But what we got to do is to learn how to put our trust in the divine. Even though we don't understand it, we got to learn sometime to be quiet and just listen and say, I don't understand. I don't know why. I don't know how. But I know it's going to be a way made some way.
And keep it moving.
I know this to be true. I was sleeping on the floor with just a pallet. I remember I only had a computer. I only had my civilian clothes and my military clothes. I only had an air mattress and an ironing board and an iron. At one time, I didn't even have a vehicle. But where the spirit guides, the spirit provides.
You better know that.
The spirit told me, just hold on, son. Hold on. Don't go back to selling drugs. I know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes.
I know what I'm talking about. Then I watched the spirit bless me to be able to get a loan for myself. Then I had a whole house paid off full of furniture.
Yes.
Where the spirit guides, the spirit provides. Retired at the age of 39, but I'm from the hood. I come from where there's drugs and crime and welfare, and now a real estate investor. Now having multiple businesses. If you just hold on, weeping may endure for a night, but joy coming. If you just hold on, he endure to the end. Reap the reward. If you just hold on.
That's right. Absolutely.
If you want it, you got to work for it. You got to sweat for it. You got to cry for it. Some cases bleed for it. But as long as you don't give up, you'll reap the reward. You'll reap the reward.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Hold
all I
on,
have to
what
say,
they say.
family. In closing.
Hold on a little while longer.
That's all you got to do is just hold on.
Hold on a little while longer. I just want to say this too, and I know we're supposed to be closing. This is why we stress spirituality. In the middle of your get some spirituality. Get I'm going to say a system of prayer and meditation and inner voice, the voice that leads and guides you. You see what I'm saying? We talked about going towards the vision, and we talked about, the spirit guiding you. But if you don't know the spirit that's leading you, then that's a problem. So I'm telling you now, learn how to pray, learn how to meditate, learn how to commune with spirit in a right way. Learn how to, what they say, get on your face. They do that in our spiritual system. They sell a pallet on the floor and they get on their face and they actually pray. And they actually, speak words of life. They speak life over situations. You see what I'm saying? They speak life over people. Don't let it be said that you're speaking contrary to the vision that the Most High or the universe has provided for you. Don't be it said that you're reversing everything that was positive that was told to you. If the spirit says, you're going to have a house, please don't come back and say, oh, I don't know how I don't believe what I heard in my spirit. I mean, that's counterproductive. Speak life. Meditate, pray, believe, have faith, go forward, love.
That's right, family. So we thank you all for tuning in, and remember, where the spirit guides, the spirit provides. I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, because when I was young too, and I was at the age of 5 years old, I was caught under a car. A drunk driver had hit me, ran me over. The axle was getting ready to hit me in my head, and I seen a bright light, and it snatched my body from up under the car. And I seen this entity in white clothing. Where the spirit guides, the spirit provides.
Yes.
The doctor told my mother that if she had waited one more day, I was so sick I couldn't even hold down food. The doctor said if you would have waited any longer, he would have died. Where the spirit guides, the spirit provides.
Shay.
My son's mother couldn't have any children. She had numerous miscarriages. I seen my son in a dream, like an x-ray on her stomach, showed me his male organs. Where the spirit guides, the spirit will provide.
That's right. Absolutely.
Love y'all, family. Appreciate you. We pray you continue to have a blessed day. Make sure you tune in on this Friday for our Power Couple session, relationship empowerment. And I want to pull up what we're going to be talking about. I want to try to give that to you guys.
He going to be talking about something good. What you talking about? I'm putting it all on him. What you got to say?
Yes, indeed. We're going to be talking about stop in the name of love. Stop in the name of love, family. Yes, I know you heard the song before. Stop. I'm not going to song this justice now. I'm going to stop there.
Stop right now.
Stop in the name of love. We're going to talk about, respecting your spouse's feelings, whoever you're in a relationship with, your fiance, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. We're going to talk about, stopping in the name of love. Not only that, we're going to talk about, empowering the relationship and how that is going to empower the relationship.
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you tune in. If you're single, okay, you're aspiring to be married. If you're engaged or if you're already married, listen, you don't want to miss it. Stop in the name of love on Friday for the relationship empowerment session with yours truly, King Amari and Queen
Amani Amari.
And we out. Remember, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, Facebook Live in the AM.
Yes.